Hello, everyone. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Antoinette. I am trying to get myself brought up over here on my other device, so give me 2 seconds. I swear sometimes. Maybe I need to go over here. I don't know. Hello, Laura. So it has been a couple of long weeks. I tell you guys, I have missed you guys so much. Hello, Lisa. Thank you so much. It is nice to be home, but it's very warm here. I did not miss the heat. Let me tell you guys that much. It has been in triple digits since we have been back, which is, I'm not even digging this heat. I could have swore we were in fall. I think Tucson, Arizona missed the memo that it is fall here in the desert. I'm not quite certain why we are still in such hot weather, but it is gross and awful. So, yuck. I'm not, I just wasn't prepared to come back to this. Well, Peggy, I'm on a plane, honey. It's been kind of crazy because as we were on vacation and up in Oregon, the weather was amazing. Like the whole time we were up there, even actually when we left here a couple Mondays ago, when we left here about 4 o'clock in the morning. And the whole trip up there, we never turned the ACs on. So even through the Mojave Desert that we went through, all the way up through Bakersfield and up through Sacramento, it was beautiful weather the whole time we had up there. So it was kind of crazy that we come back and it was hotter when we were coming back than it was as we were going up into the desert or up towards Oregon. And that was 3 weeks prior, or 2.5 weeks prior to today. So it's kind of crazy. And I don't know why the heck I'm having such problems finding my video. Let's see here. Let's try this. Let's try this one. What is happening? Oh, there we go. Haha, I found it. Woohoo. So it's now coming back home and getting everything unpacked, and it has been just, when you come back from vacation, it's kind of like relearning life, especially when your vacation has been spent in a RV where your life has been like spent in that. So it's bringing clothing in the house, washing all the laundry, washing all the bedding in the RV, making sure we get all the open food out of there so there's no like bags of chips. Because living in the desert, we have a lot of critters. So we have to be really careful that we don't leave any kind of food in that RV because otherwise those critters will find a new home and it will be in our RV, and that is not good. Linda Hunt, hello. I'm hoping it was what? What did that just say? Gosh dang it. I gotta see over here. Well, hopefully you're not in any parts of the country that is having to deal with these hurricanes. While we were gone, I do know that Hurricane Helene or Helen, whatever, however you want to say it, really did some devastation over on the East Coast. And my heart goes out to anybody who has been affected by that. I could not even fathom. I am from the West Coast, so we have, well, not here in Arizona, but when I was living in California, we have earthquakes. No hurricanes, no things like that. Yes, there's little tropical storms that come through there, but nothing like Florida and on up through there and over in Texas. have we ever had to deal with things over here on the west, or yeah, the West Coast. So very, very crazy. I know that I was really keeping an eye on our RV community. I belong to a couple of the RV forums, and I was really watching them posting things like crazy, that they were heading out of town because they knew that their RV would not withstand that kind of weather. And so there was a couple of people who actually decided to stay during that hurricane. And one of the camp hosts went back through the camp and had showed the like mass devastation that had happened to the RVs that stayed there. And it wasn't that the people stayed, it was the fact that they couldn't get their RVs out in time. So they had to leave their RVs and they had to like get in a car and dip because they had to get out of the situation. So the camp host had walked back through and was showing all the RVs. Some trees were flipped upside down and inside of trees, and it's just crazy to think. And I'm glad that they got out of there when they could. But yeah, super crazy. So no, versus that is going on the East Coast there, we had the most wonderful trip. Like, I don't think I've been on a trip that has been that memorable in so long. So it's been over 10 years since I have been back to my hometown up in Oregon. So to see all our family and friends was just, oh, so heartwarming. Oh my gosh. Like, I got to see friends that we talk on the phone, but it's just not the same as seeing those people in like person. The other thing is I was watching my friends' kids as they were younger, and now to go back 10 years later, and they're all, getting married and having babies, and they are adults now. And it's just so nuts to think that 10 years isn't really that long. But holy geez, when you look at kids when they were, youngsters, 3, 4, 5 years old, and then 10 years go by, it's just kind of nuts. Um, Antoinette said that they had almost 4 inches of rain. Wow. That is super, super crazy. Well, hopefully you have a place to go to get to high grounds, because I do know that when those, um, waters start coming in, that can be quite scary in itself. Um, I did not see Greg Spicer. I did not get to see him. Um, I do remember Debbie Spicer. I'm truly at a loss at her loss of life, Melanie. Uh, so kind of crazy. Is he back in Oregon, or is he still down in Yuma? Um, but yeah, it was a little rocky heading up there. So we left here, like I said, on Monday, what was it? September, I think it was the 15th or something. I don't know. I don't have a calendar in front of me that says September, but we left Monday morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning. We head out. As soon as we start going down the road, our headlights go out. I have no idea why. It was only for a couple of moments, and then they came back on, and then we never had the issue again. But I was like, oh my God, is this a sign? Is God like telling us that we just need to turn around and stay home? But we kept on trucking because the lights came back on and all was good. And so we get out of Arizona. We are heading towards, so we get through Quartzsite, which is kind of close to the California Arizona border. And we knew the next exit past that was called City Center or Desert Center or something like that. That's where we needed to turn. So that worked just fine. We turned there, but as we're going, the GPS tells us to go down this other road. So we're like, okay, well, we're going to follow the GPS because that's what a GPS is for. So the way I do it is I subscribe to a RV mapping system that you can set your settings, like if you don't want to be on any dirt roads, if you want to make sure you avoid tunnels, because I know back east they have tunnels where you're not allowed to have propane on your vehicle driving through their tunnels. So there's things that you can avoid like that. You can avoid major highways if you want to go back roads. So there's just all these settings that you can set on it. So the crazy thing is we're heading out this way. We are in the middle of the Mojave Desert out in the, I guess you would call that the southeastern side of California. We come up over this hill and we look down and there is nothing. Like, I am not even joking. Nothing for days. Like, you see nothing but yellow desert. That's all you see, and sand. And we're like, oh my Lord. So we were supposed to go to, I think it's called Victorville. And so we're driving and driving and driving. We're trying to find this stinking Victorville because that's where we had our first kind of like big city we would come to. Well, it's not a big city, but a city that we would come to. And then we would head up and go towards like, I think it's called Barstow and Lodi. And then that's where we were going to go to Newberry RV camp. We had already paid for the site. We had already talked to the lady about it. So as we're going, we're just like, oh my gosh, if you guys have ever seen the movie The Hills Have Eyes, let me tell you, woohoo, girls, I am not joking when I say that was definitely where the hills have eyes. Like my husband even told me, he goes, I don't think I brought enough bullets to protect us out here. He was literally like, where did you take us? And I'm like, I don't know. I could have swore I put it in the GPS where we needed to go. So we're driving. The GPS tells us we need to turn. There's nowhere to turn. There's no road. And I'm like, oh my God, where are we? Like, it's telling us to turn in the middle of the desert. Like, just literally bonsaiing over cactuses and whatever. And I was like, well, it tells us that that's how the road goes. And I was like, but we can't take this RV. Like, there was nowhere to turn. So we keep going and going and going. And then finally, as we pass that whatever desert, it tells us then to go to the next upcoming road and to turn that way. So it's a little 2-lane highway. It's like nothing. And so I told him, I go, well, at least it's a highway, but if it's a dead end, we're kind of screwed. How do we turn this big thing around out here in the middle of nothing? We don't want to get stuck in sand. Like, who the heck is going to come rescue us? And so we go down this little road and finally it hits a main road that the GPS is like, okay, follow this road. This is the main road you're supposed to be on. So we go all through the things and we get up into the Newberry, California RV park. Beautiful little park. It was like a diamond in the rough. I swear, it was the cutest little place. So we get over and we go on Route 66. Like, I've never been on Route 66. So it just reminded me of the old Disney cartoon or Pixar movie, whatever it was, Cars, where they rescue, Steve McQueen off of Route 66. And so we're driving down it, and then it starts telling us, because there's all these little channels that go under the highway 66, that we are overweight capacity to even be on this old highway. And I'm like, oh my Lord. So every time he went over one of those little bridges, I like held onto my seat. I was like, oh my God, we're going to break these little bridges. It scared the heck out of me. So we were good. We made it though. It was all gravy. But then, so like I said, we made it to the little RV park. We stayed the night there. We got to like hook everything up. Everything was great. We take off the next morning, heading towards Highway 99, which we were supposed to connect to right before like Bakersfield area, because we were trying to avoid at all costs going over the Grapevine. That's kind of why we went up that way, is to connect to 99 and then go up 99 through like Fresno and Madera and Modesto, that kind of way. And then through Sacramento, connect to the I-5. So, okay, we have it all planned in the GPS. Well, for some god-awful, crazy reason, it does not. So we're driving, and my husband goes, there's signs for Highway 99. I'm like, well, no, the GPS is telling us to keep going straight. And he's like, no, I think that's really like Highway 99. We're supposed to get off there. I'm like, well, the GPS isn't telling us. I said, you do what you need to do. I don't know. So we missed the exit. So We are heading through Staten, I think is where Staten connects to I-5. And it's down way like south from Sacramento where we were supposed to connect to I-5. Well, in all of my RV forums, everybody who is anybody who has driven through California on I-5 has made it very, very clear to me, avoid I-5 south at all costs possible. Okay, how bad could it really be though? Really? Like, people drive that all the time. Hmm. Well, we learned a lesson on that one. So we connected to I-5. We are heading up I-5. Our next stop is at Orland, California. Cute little hole in the wall town. Great little campground. We did make it there, but we definitely had bumps in the road from getting on I-5 heading to Orland. So the first thing that happens is we pull over for lunch in a just little town that was off the side of the freeway. Well, as we before we did that, we were noticing that, good Lord, I-5, now I get what everybody was talking about. It was literally shaking our RV apart. Well, it really did shake our RV apart. We came to our first stop. We had lunch. My husband walks around the RV, which he does every time he parks just to make sure everything's good. He comes back before he goes and gets us lunch and he goes, "We are leaking oil." And I'm like, "Well, what does that mean?" "I don't know." And so he says, he goes, "No, we're really leaking oil." And I go, "Like bad? Like, is it pouring out of the engine?" He goes, "Well, it's dripping pretty consistent." And I'm like, "Well, does it do that when it gets hot?" Like, I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about this. And he goes, "No, that's not good." And so I walked out and I walked around the back of the RV because it's a diesel pusher, so the engine's in the back. There are like spots of oil all up on the back of the RV. And I'm like, oh my Lord, what is going to happen? We are stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know what the name of this town is, that our little exit thing that we're in. I'm like literally dying. I'm like, this is not happening right now. And so he realizes that the guy he is, I swear to God, I fell in love with him all over again during this trip. Um, he just knows everything. It drives me bananas. But anyways, he goes and he checks the valve cover. We had just recently had the valve cover replaced on it because when we bought it, we did notice that it was leaking a little bit of oil. So we were like, okay, we're just going to pay to have it done. It was cheap to have done. Just replace it, blah, blah, blah. Well, when we had it replaced by the mechanic, he had told us that 3 of the 5 screws that hold it down were not the proper screws for it, but they would work. Cool. Okay, so we thought he had tightened them and that we were good, but apparently he didn't tighten those 3 down that needed to be replaced, because I'm assuming he figured we were going to replace them, so he didn't need to screw them down super tight. Well, because of I-5 rattling us to death, it rattled those 3 screws loose. So my husband actually turned each one of those 3 screws 5 times to get them tight. That's how loose it was. The other 2 were perfect. They were not loosened at all. It was just those 3 that we needed to replace, but figured that they would be fine because he kind of said that they were good. So anyways, so my husband fixes those. We get back out on we go across to a truck stop to see if the truck stop actually sells the proper screws, because it was like a mechanic shop truck stop. So we were like, hey, maybe they'll have these screws that we need and we can just get them, put them in, we're good. I mean, there really wasn't any we to it, but he could put them in and we'd be good. So we go over there, which was back across the freeway. As we're going into their driveway, there is the biggest rut. Like, it literally, my husband was maybe doing 3 miles an hour, like, to get over this rut. It literally felt like it was going to flip us over because the back end and the front end shifted going over this. Like, it almost felt like a canal that we had to go through over to get into their parking lot. It was bad. I'm surprised people didn't complain big time about that. But anyways, we on this RV, and I guess it's pretty common in RVs. I don't didn't know anything about it, but they are called floating windows. Okay, so that means they're kind of floating in space with a rubber seal. They warn you when you buy these RVs to do not drive them on dirt roads, do not drive them in gravel, do not hit any curbs, because when that shifts, it will pop the seal out. Well, guess what happened? Yeah, the window popped out of the seal. I was like, good Lord, how do we fix this? So we didn't notice it until we're back on Highway 5 and I'm hearing this woo, 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 woo sound from my seat. And I'm like, what is this noise? Like, I didn't hear that before. I get up and I look out the window and there's a gap about this big that I can literally stick my fingers through outside the window. And I'm like, oh my Lord, if we hit any rain, I'm going to be drenched. But that's the least of my worries at this point. We need to get this window back in. So we pull over at this viewpoint and there is a roadside assistant guy there. He's fixing a tire on a big rig. And we didn't bring one of our step stools. So it's so high up, we couldn't push the window back in because you're too short. You can't even reach the windows from standing on the ground. Well, my husband had it in his mind that he was going to grab the step stool, but he forgot it. Okay, cool. So we go over and I go over and I ask the guy, I go, do you have by any chance a ladder or anything that we can use to push our window back in if it kind of shifted out of place? And he goes, no, he goes, but there is a lift on the back of my truck. So watch, he goes, look, my tailgate is a lift. And he has a little button that he pushes and it lifts up and down. So he goes, when I'm done with this tire, he goes, give me about 10 minutes. He goes, and I'll back up to your front window and then you guys can stand on the bed and fix it. So cool. He did that. We tried to offer him money and he's like, nope, I don't take money. Which he was just an amazing kid. So that got us back on the road. We head back on the road and we're going trucking along. So we get to Orland. It's now dark because we've had so many stops along the way to fix goofy little things. It's now dark. We get to Orland. We get all set up. My husband gets us plugged in. He gets the water going. He goes to flip on the lights. We have no lights in the coach. Like, our outside headlights work, but our interior lights, nothing's coming on. I'm like, what in the world? We were just down the freeway and I had turned the lights on and used them when we were out. So what the heck happened between here and there? Like, it was only a couple of hours that we were on the road. So again, him being the guy that he is and knowing everything about everything, it's ridiculous. He walks to the very back. He's got his little flashlight. I'm sitting there with our daughter. And, at this point in time, we're now ready for dinner. She's getting a little antsy because she wants to get up and move around. But it's dark. We can't do anything. So he walks to the very end of the RV. He opens up the electrical panel. And lo and behold, the main wire had, because of all the jiggling and the rattling on the freeway, it literally rattled our main electrical cord from the circuit breaker box thing, whatever you want to call that thing. The big main wire is just hanging freely in our thing. And he goes, oh my Lord. He goes, we are so lucky this thing didn't hit something else and catch fire. Because it's a live electrical wire. I'm like, oh my Lord, now what? What more can go wrong? Like, thank God nothing caught fire. But now I know what all these people were talking about this damn freeway. Like, really, don't get it twisted because it was bad. And now we know. Now you cross that one off and now you know. So he hooks that back up. Well, then he realized that from the bouncing, it had stripped that screw. So he had kind of jimmy rigged it and got it in there that we could have electric for the night. And then the next day we drive across the freeway again. And before we take off on our next trek, he goes to an Ace Hardware. Well, they don't have any of these screws that we need, which is wild because you would think Ace Hardware, they have everything. So they're like, no, you'll have to go to the Harbor Freight. Well, they don't have a Harbor Freight in their town. So either way, I mean, he had already had it kind of jimmy rigged. So he was like, he goes, so every little bit you need to get up and go check that and make sure that wire didn't come loose and isn't flying all around back there. So I'm like, okay. So I get up every couple of, minutes or whatever and go back, get on the bed, open that paneling up and make sure that it's still in place. By the grace of God, it stayed in place the whole time until we were able to get to, where did we stay? We stayed in Wairika. There is a no, from Orland, we went all the way up into Oregon. We actually made it into Cottage Grove, which is only 2 hours away from where we were staying, but it was getting dark. The headlights on RVs are not all that spectacular. It's really hard to see. We were climbing through mountains, which were kind of scary because literally deer, 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 deer. Oh, deer. Like they were all on the road. Like it was insane. They were alive. They weren't dead yet. I mean, they do have a death wish because of where they were standing. But literally, the yellow line that goes down the side of the highway, there were deer all over on the asphalt. Like, it blew my mind. I was like, what is wrong with you guys? You guys are going to die. And I really don't want to be cleaning you off the front of our RV. So I told my husband, I was like, it's dark. We need to stop. So we found a Walmart, and Walmart always has MacGyver. He always requests. That's somebody that you say that because he always refers to himself as being the MacGyver. I'm like, what? Do you have gum behind your ear to like stick something together? I always joke with him about that. So that's funny that you say that, Melanie. So so we pull over in Cottage Grove. Walmart does this thing where they will allow you to stay in their parking lots for some places only will let you stay overnight. Other places will let you stay up to 3 days overnight in their parking lots because Walmart always has these great big huge parking lots. Truckers know that they can stay there. RVers know that they can stay there. It's more of a safety concern for them that you get off the road and you rest when you need to. So it's wonderful that they allow people to do that. So we pulled over knowing that we only had 2 hours more to go, but we wanted to be safe. We wanted to make it there without any more bumps. So we sleep there overnight, whatever. We met a couple of cool people that were RVing there as well. So the next morning we get up and we take off and we make it all the way to Silverton where we were staying at his brother's house. His brother has 30 acres of land and lives on a big farm. It is just beautiful there. I totally miss how beautiful it is. Like, I lived there for so many years of my life, but when you go back, it really makes you appreciate it like 10 times more. So we stayed, we did our thing, we visited, and then coming home, it was pretty much smooth sailing because I let him do the navigation this time. I was like, nope, I'm not touching the GPS. I'm not doing anything with it. You're on your own because I am not going to be blamed for this. And it's not like he really blamed me. It was just kind of the little gouge at me when he could do so. So we made it down. We came down Sacramento. We looped onto 99. We came straight down 99 and made it home just fine. We did stop a little bit more coming home. We actually stopped at some family's home in Merced, California. We actually wound up staying an extra night there because we were having such a good time. Then on the way home, we stopped in Indio actually coming down, we stopped in Wairika. Then we stopped in Merced, stayed 2 nights in Merced. And then from Merced, we headed down to Indio, California, stayed at a Walmart in Indio, and then came all the way home from there. So, it was way better on the truck home. And we knew that we weren't in like any big rush to come home. So we kind of just took it a little bit slower. We were more in a rush to get up there and see everybody and spend more time with family than we were coming home, if that makes sense. So that's my vacation in a nutshell. I know you guys saw some of the pictures that I had posted, and we are now planning on doing this for a yearly trip because we just had such a wonderful time seeing everybody. We didn't get to see quite everyone, but we made sure we saw the people that we haven't seen at all because some of my other friends and my husband's friends have actually came down here and saw us. So we knew that we wanted to see the ones that we haven't seen in a long time. And then those other ones, they travel, so they can always come see us. So that was the way that went. So it was so great to get away. It was like pushing a reset button on life. My daughter did so well up there. Like it was almost kind of scary how good she did up there. She slept so well. She actually, like, I know TMI on this, but because of her condition that she has really bad bowel movements. She was perfect up there. I don't know if it was because we were so more at ease because the weather was amazing. We had a day of rain, and I think just our, him and our whole, um, I guess, aura was just more calm because we were on vacation and we were enjoying every little bit of it. So maybe she could feel that from us. But either way, we now know we're not going to go another 10 years without going up there. We will definitely make it a yearly thing. And I think we might actually stay a little bit longer the next time. Eventually, we would like to be snowbirds and go up there during the winter or during the summer here and stay up there for the 3 months of super hot weather down here. But that would require us to probably have to get rid of some of our farm animals because my son would go with us and it would just be way too much for my parents to have to deal with. So I don't know. We'll figure that out when the time comes. But we made it home just in time for my friend's baby to be born, or her grandson to be born. We've been kind of on baby watch with him, and we knew that he was due, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th of October. And she actually had him October 1st. So we couldn't wait to get back so we could meet him. And I got to go over there and see him yesterday. We wanted to take a few days coming home to make sure that we weren't going to get sick from traveling or anything like that, because you definitely don't want to pass that on to a newborn baby. And we knew we were feeling great, so we went and we got to go see him yesterday. And oh my Lord. Oh, he is a doll. Oh my God. Just the most beautiful little baby. I mean, I know babies are beautiful, but no, he literally is a beautiful baby. So that's that. I guess we will get down to stamping since I have already taken a half hour of your time, but I couldn't wait to tell you guys how things went, and we are happy to be home. We are in triple digit weather down here, so that's no bueno, but oh well. We will make it through, and it will be fall before we know it, and then we can open up windows and enjoy the weather. I do have all of my Halloween stuff outside that I have to spend the next couple of days decorating. Otherwise, October is going to be done past us before I even blink. So we are going to go ahead and get you guys flipped around. I have some great, fabulous promotions to tell you guys about for the month of October. So hold tight. Let me flip you guys around. Don't get sick. I got to make sure my stuff is all adjusted correctly because of us being gone. I want to make sure I didn't move things around because I've kind of been known to do that. Oh, and on the barn situation, my husband is almost done with connecting all the electrical out there. I am in the middle of we went to go pick up the mini split that we were going to put out there for the air conditioning, and it wasn't quite what we wanted. It's not going to hook up the way we need it to. So I have to go a different route because there's no way in the world I can sit out there in this 100-degree weather in that barn without almost dying. So no matter what we do, before we get everything done, I have to have AC going out there. But that being said, I actually am in the middle of creating a scrapbooking class that I'm going to do in person in the barn. So I'm going to be doing a live class for the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop. I'm going to be doing this the beginning of November. There will be more, if you are local here in Tucson and you want to join and make a couple of scrapbook pages, I think I'm going to do it where each person who comes can make a 2-page spread. So, and it's going to be random. I mean, I'll have them just sitting out at the tables. When you register, you'll come to the class and you can sit down and just make your 2 pages. So I will have more information on that and the registration form and all that. If you want to join that class, it's going to be my first class being held in the Pink Barn. I'm so excited. And I really wanted to feature some of these scrapbooking layouts that we have now, since these are something new to the Stampin' Up! World. I really know that people like to have their memories on these wonderful scrapbook layouts, and it's just a good way to preserve your photos and really have a theme behind them. So like I said, I will be having that class the beginning of November. I will get the registration put out there hopefully within this next week, so people can start registering for that and come and join. So that's the first thing that's going on. And then right now we have our kits up to 30% off. So it says save up to 30% off on all of your favorite kits during the month of October. Each kit comes with everything you need to create unique paper craft. We have options for card kits, treat packaging, home decor, and so much more. So my second class that I'm going to have planned, and it's going to be in the beginning of December, I bought quite a few, oops, wrong one. I bought quite a few of the ornaments. Let me make sure this is the right one. The Christmas ornaments. And I'm going to actually be having this as a kit or a class as well, where we can get together and make a couple of these ornaments. Depending on however many people sign up will determine how many I decide to have us make in the class. But these are really cute ornaments that you can hang on your tree, or you can hang around the house or whatever. But I thought this would be a great way to show off some of our kits that we have, especially these 3D kits. But each person will probably be able to make like a big one and a small one, just so you guys can see how those get put together. But I thought that'd be fun for a cute little holiday class. So just know that those are in our kits collection right now that are on sale. Also, we have the other kit. This is called the, I'm just showing you a couple of that I had. Oops, and I just dumped this out. This one is called the No Matter the Weather card kit. Now this one actually comes with a stamp. It comes with a clear block to mount your stamps. It comes with a basic gray little ink spot here. And then you've got the adhesive, you've got your card bases all in one here. You've got a couple of different card bases here. You've got envelopes that coordinate with these cards. So, oops, there's some more bases right there. And you've got these really cute little coordinating envelopes that go with it. These are kind of like a Paper Pumpkin kit if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. And then just to show you guys kind of what is included in these, you get your adhesive. So if anything needs to be popped up, it will tell you so. You also get some of your labels. And then your card bases are here. So you've got also some little die laser cut pieces that are going to go on some of these cards. And then you have all your card bases that they show you exactly step by step in this pamphlet how to create each one of your cards. So it walks you through. You're going to be using those colorful little layers on top of your white card base to make some really cute little boots here. This one has a little bunny with it. And then this one's got these little clouds. And that one stamp says, no matter the weather, we're in this together. So that's kind of cute. So it does make 9 cards. You get 3 of each. We do have 2 new kits that just came out this last month. One is called In the Air, or no, hold on a second. Let me tell you exactly what they are. Oh, come on. But kits are very, very cool. Let me tell you the 2 new ones that we just came out with. So you can keep watch for those. Well, shoot. Um, let's go to kids. So the two new ones are, it is Alpine Air kit, and that makes 9 cards. You have 9 coordinating envelopes. And then we have a neat little keepsake book. It's called a look back kit. So those are the two new ones that we got. But yeah, there's little raindrops that come in with this. So you get everything you need in your little kits. So just so you know, those are 30% off right now, which is fabulous. They're a all-in-one kit. You buy your kit, you can get everything put together, and it's kind of a one and done shot. So that's always wonderful to have. Then starting today, we have a 3-day stamp sale. So in our annual catalog, which is the big kind of yearly annual catalog, that's this one right here, our stamp sets are 15% off. Now that does not include bundles. So it doesn't have the dies, the punches, anything like that. It's just these stamp sets. It says, get that stamp set you've been eyeing from the 2024-2025 annual catalog at a discount rate. This Stamptacular sale happens once a year, so don't miss it. So if you go to my store, which is shopdannygarola.com, and if you spend $35 or more, you must use my host code here. You're going to get this week's card kit, which is the 3 cards that I'm going to be featuring tonight. It is using the potions and spells, dies, and stamp set. So cute little Halloween, a little spooky cute cards that I'm going to create for you guys. So just know that this is for 3 days only. It will end at 11:59 Mountain Time on the 9th. So don't miss out on that. It's a great time to stock up on some of those stamps that you've been looking at. Right now, the starter kit. So this is a wonderful time to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Get that discount on that product that you love so much. When you join my team right now, your starter kit is going to be $99. But normally, you get to pick $125 worth of product and add to your starter kit. But right now, through the month of October, you get to put $155 into that starter kit of your choice of products, whatever you choose from. You can add to that kit. You're going to get a free subscription to the Stamp Happy Academy, which is put on by my upline, Kelly Atchison, and it is also ran by Barb Mullican and Dina Rico. They collab a PDF classes that they put on for you guys. So you get a free subscription to that when you become part of my team, which is wonderful. This also is going to include some free business supplies. This is also free shipping. And there are no strings attached. So I just want you guys to know, if you are new to Stampin' Up! And you want to get your hands on some of the product and it's just kind of out of budget for you, but you're like, geez, if I could get everything $155 worth and still only pay $99, that's going to give you catalogs that you can now share with your family and friends. It is going to give you the opportunity to start getting product for a super, super price. You get to add an extra $30 to that kit because it's normally $125 for only $99. But that's not it, because you get to have a whole plethora of a community that we share all together. We have special little challenges that we do. We have just all sorts of fun in our group. You will not regret signing up to my team. I will tell you that much. And I'm sure there might be a couple of people in here right now that are already part of my team that will testify that is a fabulous team. So again, if you go to shopdannygarola.com and go over across the top, there is a little tab up there that will say shop now. One shows you some of the projects that I've made. Another one says join. When you click that join, you're going to simply follow all the prompts and join my team. But I will throw in a disclaimer in there. Make sure that when you put a list together for the items that you're going to add to your starter kit, try to get as close to the $155 without going over, because you can't go over. A lot of people think that, hey, if I go over, I'll just pay the difference. It doesn't work like that. You have to come as close to the $155. So be strategic when you are watching what you're adding to your cart, because there's some little tricks in there that you can add a few little extra things. And so if you have any questions, please reach out to me. When you sign up for Paper Pumpkin, if you are not a current subscriber, we have got a really, really good deal going on for the month of October. So you are going to get 40% off your first month when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. Now, this offer ends October 10th, so it is only good on this holiday greetings kit. So just know October 10th is when this ends at 11:59, 11:45, whatever. Just don't be past midnight Mountain Time, or you're not going to get in on this deal. So if you've been kind of on the fence about signing up to Paper Pumpkin and you would like to get one of these, and you are not a current subscriber, then I would say you need to subscribe now so you can get this first month's kit at 40% off. You must use the code when you subscribe. It's holiday40, which is in all caps, when you go to paperpumpkin.com. Now below this video, I need you to make sure when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin that you use my link, because I send my Paper Pumpkin subscribers every once in a while. I will send you guys a special little gift in the mail, and I want you to get those gifts, because if you go through me, you're going to get a couple of little extra perks. So in the description of this video, it will have a link to the Paper Pumpkin. Make sure you use my link. So add holiday 40 when you go there, and you're going to get the first kit for 40% off. All right. This is kind of a little snippet that once you subscribe to this month, the other following months, for the next 2 months of the kits you're going to get for November and December. So the one right now, currently through October 10th, that you're going to subscribe to is Nests of Christmas. This is going to be all about your Christmas cards. It says, spread Christmas cheer with this cozy, all-inclusive crafting kit. Make 10 cards, 5 each of 2 designs with 10 coordinating envelopes. You're going to have some tri-fold card bases and pre-cut grosgrain ribbon, pre-cut labels with specialty green foil. So that is wonderful. And it also coordinates with the Nests of Winter Suite collection, if you already have that, or there is an item code here if you would like to look at that, or you can always just search when you go to shopdannygarola.com and hit that shop button. There's going to be a search little symbol up there that you can search the Nests of Winter Suite collection if you want to add that when you get your kit. The next one is November. It's called Filled with Joy. It is going to be adorable little stockings that hold gift cards, or are gift tags, actually. And that's going to make 8 projects. The one for December is going to have botanicals. It says hand sketch botanical designs. It looks like that is called Notes from the Heart. So I'm assuming that those will be great for your upcoming Valentine's cards. Plus, we have an add-on for this quarter. It is called the Merry Tags and More dies. This is an add-on, so you're going to get a label here, the word Mary, and this really cool little fern that I'm assuming it goes in order here, that those are going to coordinate with, but they're all very coordinated within these different kits. So there is that. Mystery stamping. Now on the 9th, this coming up Wednesday, I will be putting out the mystery stamping supply list of the supplies that you're going to need when we go live on Wednesday the 16th. I do go live over on my private group, which is Pink Barn Stampers group over on Facebook. I do this mystery stamping in Facebook Live. So if you are not a part of that group, I highly encourage you to go over there and join that group. I won't be able to accept you in there until I'm done with my live here in YouTube tonight. But just so you guys know, mystery stamping is on Wednesday the 16th. You can read more about this if you visit my blog at pinkbarnstamper.com. Over on the side, there is a little kind of categories button. It will be under my current host code here. When you go down there, you can actually click the mystery stamping button and read all about it. There's actually a link in there that'll take you right to my Facebook group, so you can ask to join that. There are just a couple of little questions that I need you to fill out. I try to keep that group as safe as possible, so I want to make sure there's no bots trying to get in there or anybody trying to be doing some scammy stuff. So let's see what everybody has said here. I have been kind of popping my eye up, and I see that you guys have a lot to say. I know, Melanie, it was super hard to come home from that weather. I mean, that's why we kept like kind of delaying coming home. But my son was having like missing us so much. He was really kind of like having anxiety because he's like, I need my parents home. I'm like, dude, you're 19, get over it. I was like, we'll be home when we get home. I know we definitely are going to be taking a trip over, I wouldn't say quite the East Coast, but yes, Michigan is on my list. I would like to hit Wisconsin. I definitely want to go to like Kansas, Kentucky. I want to go around that area. I definitely want to stay out of the coastal region because of the craziness that goes on. I know some people say, hey, come to Florida. It's beautiful here. I really have no desire to go to Florida. I am not a fan of the humidity. And I hear that Florida is humid all the time. And let me be honest with you, I hate bugs. And Florida has bugs, and they have crocodiles, and I'm just, no, that just doesn't even sound fun to me. So that's that about Florida. Was going to come see you in Silverton because my son lives in Umsville. Oh, well, shoot, Frida. Yeah, we would have totally hooked up and went and had coffee, or you come on out to the RV and I make coffee. Either way would have worked, but just know that we will be there next year. As long as health and everything is good, we will be definitely coming back up, and I will let you know so we can get together. Melanie said, I would like the Expressions and Kindness kit. Stampin' Up needs to take it down if it's never going to be back in stock. Okay, Melanie, I will check that out for you and see what their expected time is on that kit. Now, with kits, they are normally till supplies last, so that's weird that they must be expecting it to come back in then if they haven't taken it down. So hello, Vicky. Welcome, welcome. When was the last time Stampin' Up made a congratulations die? The whole word. You know, I think actually the, is this still in stock right now? I would have to check, but I think this one has, oh no, maybe that's celebrate. Maybe that's not congratulations. Hold on. This one is that hybrid die set that has the embossing folder, and nope, no congratulations. It was the word celebrate that I was thinking of. I don't know about celebrate. Hold on, let me look up in the store and see. But I think it has been a hot minute though, because I can't recall a, geez Louise, it helps if I can spell. I can't recall a Celebrate die by itself as a standalone word. What is this saying? This one is, no, because that's the one that I just showed, but that doesn't have, why did I put Celebrate? Ugh. Congratulations. Right? Isn't that what you said? Congratulations. Yes. Jeez Louise, I punched in the wrong thing. So I was going to get us nowhere. I honestly, I don't see a congratulations die. So hopefully, sometime soon, because I don't really even see too many, just wordy dies. I know we just have a couple of them. So I will keep watch. And if I see one, especially when we can do pre-orders, I would, I'll let you know. I kept hoping for Paper Pumpkin to have a congratulations. Yeah, and I don't think Love of Spring dies. I don't think, no, that one has the word love. You know, normally I would think that would be something that you would see normally around like graduation, or if we have like a wedding set. I do see that has the word thanks in there. Trying to think, because I know we're in a pre-order right now. So if you are a demonstrator, you know right now we are in a pre-order for the new online exclusives that are going to be hitting the shelves for our customers. So I know there are a couple of die sets in there, but I don't think I have seen, I really haven't gotten a chance to even look at those yet, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, see that one has hooray in there. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if Paper Pumpkin does get a congratulations for one of their things, because it seems like every month they do some kind of word. So we'll keep eye on that for you, Melanie. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with tonight's class, since I have taken up enough of your guys' time by jabbering about my life. So how is your guys' life? I guess that's what I should ask instead of being just selfish about myself. How have you guys all been besides crazy weather? And I know that's not all over the US, or if you're in another country. How has your weather been? Okay, so for tonight, we are going to be creating 3 cards using the Potions and Spells bundle. This is a stamp set for your cute, spooky little Halloween cards, along with the matching dies here. Now, it's really kind of fun. These dies are really kind of fun because you've got, even though you don't have a stamp of a little broom, you've got a die of a broom. You've also got a little like pouring of your little bottles here. You've got a couple of little bottles, which you don't have over here for stamping. And we're going to actually use a couple of those little bottles. You've got all these different little size bubbles that you could do. Here are the bubbles if you want to stamp them and then die cut them, or you can just use the bubbles alone. They can be standalone. You've got some drippy goo for your cauldron. Also some handles for the side of your cauldron if you want to do that. Along with your dies that cut out your books. Your crow is able to be cut out, and your cat. Your cauldron can coordinate with this as well. So really super cute. You've got some really fabulous little sentiments here. I love the sentiments. Double, toil and trouble, a little hocus pocus, and happy Halloween. So this is such an adorable little set. I'm also going to be using the deckled rectangle dies for a couple of my shapes. Now just know that when you spend $35 or more in my store this week, and you use my current host code, I will, in your kit, when you get yours, I will be doing any of the die cuts from this set, but anything that requires you to use these 2 items here, you're going to have to purchase, or if you already have the potions and spells, to create the 3 cards that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. But since this is something kind of extra beyond the set, I will make sure that I cut your layers out from this die cut, just in case you don't have it, so you don't have to worry about buying all the things, because that can be costly. One thing that I do want to share with you before we get started on these cards is, remember a couple of months ago, I set up at our local, it wasn't a craft fair, but it was our local Comic-Con with my husband. And I had showed you guys how to make these cute little boxes right here that I use them to put the little hand sanitizer in there. I put a little cello bag over that, put a little tag on there, tie some twine around it, and it makes a really cute little craft fair like sellable item. But so what I did, this little box you can find on my blog if you go to pinkbarnstamper.com, and it along over on the side, you can scroll down. You're going to go past the host code. You're going to go past the shop my store, past the categories. Below that, you're going to see the 2 current catalogs that we have that are in rotation right now. And then under that, you're going to see a little search bar there. It says search my blog or search this blog, something like that. Type in fair, F-A-I-R, okay? It's going to bring up the craft fair 3D projects that I had shared with you guys. There's actually the tutorial on there how to make this little box. You can watch the video to see how I have cut and scored everything and how to fold that box. But what I wanted to share with you guys is I used that same little box, and I used black cardstock with the little cauldron die here. I cut out the little cauldron. I then used some of the Berry Burst glimmer paper from oh, no, that's not the right one. It is the Berry Burst Old Olive and White glimmer paper. So you get 3 pieces of this glimmer paper. You'll get it in Old Olive. You get a 12 by 12 of Berry Burst and a 12 by 12 of white. So it is a wonderful glimmery paper. So what I did was I used my piece of Berry Burst and I cut out the little ooey gooey for the cauldron, which is this little die right here. And then I put that on there, so then you can either take your little hand sanitizer and you can put that in there like that, wrap it with a little cello bag, or you can even put some of the little potion bottles on here down below, whatever you want to do. I also thought if you are a demonstrator and you want to send your team members a cute little gift, you could take one of our little glues and put that inside of there and wrap that up. That would be a cute little gift. These are cash and carry for those of you who are demonstrators. If you want to sell some of these glues, you can actually put that in there and sell those like that as a cute little gift as well. If you have any kind of harvest festival, little things coming up, craft fairs for the holidays, it's just kind of a cute little gift that you could do. I just wanted to share that with you since I had it sitting here. Let's get down to card number 1. So card number 1, the way I set up my little cards for you guys is your card base is going to be the biggest piece that you're going to find in your envelope. Anything that goes on the front of the card is going to be in the front of your card base. Anything that goes in the back, in the inside of your card base, when you create the inside flap, it is going to be on the back side of your card base. So when you open this up, you're going to find the back pieces here, the front pieces here. It'll be layered like that in your envelope. Okay, just so you guys know that. So I'm going to go ahead and set my innards over there, my guts. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is Gorgeous Grape, and boy, is she gorgeous. It's perfect for our Halloween cards, our little spooky cute cards. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that down. Give it a good tight crease there with my bone folder. I have brought in this super cute paper. Now, I know you're going to look at this paper and go, what in the world? How did you get Halloween out of that? Well, let me show you if I can grab the right paper here. Keep grabbing glimmer paper. Okay, so this is in our online exclusives. This is called the Flowering Zinnia, which has nothing to do with Halloween, but you wait. So on one side of this paper, you have this fabulous florally leaf patterns that have these beautiful zinnias on here, okay? But on the other flip side, you have all these abstracts. So you've got some great, gorgeous grape with your rich raspberry or blackberry bliss. This one's got some pink in there with little white flowers. You've got the green leaves. And on the other side, you've got this really neat old olive with some of the lemon lime twist. Is it lemon? Yep, lemon lime twist. Little stripes in there. This gorgeous piece right here that I have to make sure I share with you guys. This is a 12 by 12 sheet. You cut it down the center and this will make 6 cards. These can be your background alone. Put a little sentiment on there and you've got cards to go. But on the back side of this, you've got this really neat little abstract with those greens on there. Then on this piece, the big zinnia piece that is right here, this piece, you've got all these little stars, which if you really look at it, it kind of looks like a midnight sky, or not midnight, but a sky with little stars in there that can be used kind of spooky because it is our pumpkin pie, which is our orange color with some yellow in there. So I decided to use it for my first card here. So let me get all my other pieces put away just so you guys can see. And then my second piece that I'm going to use for another card is I am using the green striped here. So that's what the back side of this. I know, who would have thought a floral pack of paper would go so perfect with our Halloween cards, but it really kind of nails it well. So if you're looking for a very good versatile paper, I highly recommend the Zinnia, Flowering Zinnia paper. Okay, so we are going to take that really fun paper here, that designer series paper, and we're going to set that aside because we are going to do our stamping and stuff on our white piece here. Now, this piece here is 3 3/4 by 5, and our white piece is 4 3/4 by 3.5. Now just know that I will have all of the dimensions for these projects over on my blog, which is pinkbarnstamper.com. They will be up tomorrow morning. It takes me a while to have to write everything up, just so you guys know. Okay, so what we're going to use for this one is we are going to use the cauldron. And there is a fuzz on there. We're going to use the cauldron. We are going to use our Hocus Pocus sentiment. We're also going to use the bubbles. Love the bubbles. Okay, we're going to grab Gorgeous Grape ink. And we're also going to use Pumpkin Pie ink. And we're going to grab our, here we need this. We need our brush that has the purple on there and the brush that has the oranges on there because we're going to add some color that way. So I'm going to set those aside. I also need my, what is this? My memento. Okay. So I'm going to come in with the cauldron first. Oh, yay. Your son got a promotion at FedEx. My husband actually used to work at FedEx a long time ago before I even met him. But yeah, he said it was a good company to work for. But that is a bummer that he is going to be out in Chicago. Yikes. That's kind of a ways away. So let me look at my card over here before I go too crazy. So I'm going to stamp this just right here, like so. Okay, there's my cauldron. Then I am going to use, where is it at? I had an extra cauldron die cut. Now I can't find it. But let me just die cut a cauldron really quick. So you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it because I like the way this looks. So you're also going to need a scrap piece of paper. Doesn't matter what color you cut this out in. You just need to cut your cauldron out to have a pretty much a stencil, I should say. Okay, so I just grabbed my scrap of Pool Party here and just cut that out. And then we're also going to need our, I am using the, I'm going to use the light basic black and the dark basic black. And then my 2 inks for over here. And then I'm also going to bring in, I just recently got this. This is the Metallic Enamel Effects. I'm going to actually use the gold one. It does come in silver and in copper. You can use whatever color your heart desires. But I'm going to take my basic black dark, and I am just going to come in here and flick this on those already dark little marks that they have put on here. And I'm just doing this to add a little bit of a darker shadow in the bottom of here. Now I'm not particularly staying on the lines that they have made. You can if you want. I'm just doing it just to give some darker look over here, so it looks like that has some shadowing. Kind of do the same thing here for my pot. And I guess I should probably do some down here. Then I'm going to use my light. This is the light basic black. And then I'm just going to come in with this and just stay on the inside of the lines, but on the inside of the pot or cauldron, whatever you want to call it. Just add some ink over those dark marks. And then I kind of take the fat part of this pin and just kind of let it do its job. And then I'll do it the same way, coming this way, staying in those lines. So these cards are going to kind of go from like beginner to casual to avid. In how I have created these, just so you guys can see that if you're more of the beginner, this is one that's more for you. It's showing you how to use your blending pens. And this one is showing more of like just ink and paper. And then we'll use more dyes as we get going and get a little more into our card making with our next few cards. So there is my pot. I am going to take my bubbles and I am going to stamp those right at the top here of my Now, for some reason, this stamp, I need to wipe this off. I got a little overzealous and wound up getting ink on the flat part, and I don't want that. I was pushing a little too hard on that, so just want to get some ink and stamp my bubbles as if my pot has some juicy magic going on inside of my pot, just like that. Is it okay to say juicy, or is that kind of a naughty word? I guess it's better than saying moist, right? The word moist is kind of gross. Then I'm going to take my Hocus Pocus and stamp that right there. And now, this is when we're going to have fun with some of this ink. So now I'm going to bring in my Gorgeous Grape, and I am just going to hold this on here just like so, because I can have my color go around the pot because I just can. So I'm going to take my ink and I'm going to just rub some of that off just to get that dark splashy parts there. And then holding this, masking over my cauldron here, I'm going to just take this purple and kind of just rub it around on the top of the bubbles here. It's kind of a fun way of coloring without coloring. So just to let you guys know that you can use your ink pads for coloring stuff like this as well. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my pumpkin pie. Do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to stay up in this corner where these bubbles are. Kind of just let those colors kind of blend together. It's kind of like magic, like our whole purpose of our Hocus Pocus. So just like that. And if you want to darken up your purple, you can absolutely do so to get those colors to kind of come together a little bit better. Okay, there's our two colors, so we're done with those. Put our blending brushes away. And then when you pull this off, you've got the magic of our cauldron doing its job here. Now, what we need to do is I'm going to wait and do this at the end so we can put this card aside and let it dry. I'm also going to grab my, where'd they go? Right here. These are called the Glossy Dots Assortments. I'm going to be using those. Now, what I'm going to do with this is going to get adhered straight down onto my card. And what we're going to do here is we're going to angle this just like so. So it's kind of touching the edges of our card like that. Oh, geez, Vicky, I'm so sorry to hear you're having medical issues. Geez, I think I might have missed. Oh, you're having a knee replacement. Yikers. Yeah, my mom just recently went through that, and it is probably one of the best things she's ever done. But I don't want to say too much because I don't want to discourage you, but I can only imagine the pain you're in now. So even having the surgery is going to make a world of difference. But when she had her surgery, it was the not necessarily the recovery, it was the therapy. You know, when you have to go in and you have to have the physical therapist, you have to go in and do that. They kicked her butt, but they made, and honestly, they didn't do it to hurt her. But if he wouldn't have been like so hard on her, she probably would not have recovered the way that she did. So just know that the PT that they put you through is kind of painful, but it's a good pain because you will be so thankful in the long run that they have put you through it. And there's times where you're going to want to punch the therapist in the face. Just saying. but you'll get through it and it'll be fine, and you'll be so thankful that you've done that. So I hope your insurance approves it ASAP, because the pain of not having it done, ugh, is awful. Especially if you have any kind of like bone on bone that is like rubbing, that sucks. Okay, so now I'm just going to place my cute little cauldron stamped right there on top of that, like so. Now I'm going to take my gold enamel effects and I'm just going to squeeze ever so lightly some of this out and just kind of stay in the lines with it to give my cauldron a little gold handle. Okay, just like that. And then we're gonna bring in our little enamel dots here, our assorted dots. And I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool. And I am going to use the purple ones. I'm gonna grab, maybe, if I can get this off of here, it's really stuck. I'm gonna put this one here. I'm gonna put a little one. Man, they do not want to come off of there. I'm gonna put a little one here, and then grab another big one. I'm gonna put it right over here. There we go. So then it looks like even more little bubbles coming out of there. And then on the inside of my card, I have a white piece here, 4 by 5 1/4. I have another piece of this designer series paper, and this is 3/4 inch wide. I'm going to put that on the bottom here. I'm going to leave a little bit of that white showing at the bottom. And then using the Gorgeous Grape ink, I'm going to bring in my Happy Halloween and stamp that right in the center here, just like so. Now you could be cute and put some more bubbles down there. I'm not gonna do that, but you could make this a little bit more fancy. You could add bubbles up and around. I'm gonna leave it alone because I think it's cute the way it is. Okay, cut off my extra little bit there. Now we're going to adhere this right inside of our card. Make sure I don't flip that all the way over, since I should have done my card inside before I did my gold. But there we go. So there is card number 1, using that super cute little cauldron and coloring it in. I will show you this card in kind of an upscaled version if you would like to see that. So there's our cute little Halloween card. And then, so here's the other one that I made. Now, instead of stamping the cauldron, I went ahead and cut out a black cauldron. I used the purple, which is from the pack. Where's that? It is from this pack right here. Oh no, that's not it. That's a Christmas pack. Jeez Louise. Get it together, girl. It is from the 3-color glimmer specialty paper. This, you get 2 of the Pretty Peacock, you get 2 of the Gorgeous Grape, you get 2 of the, what's the pink? I'm pretty sure that is Petal Pink. Let me see. Yep. This is Petal Pink, Gorgeous Grape, or maybe that's even Highland Heather, but either way, this is the 3-color glimmer, and you get 2 of each in this one, in this pack. And that Pretty Peacock, or not, yeah, Pretty Peacock is just gorgeous. So there is the same card, just done with doing the die cut instead of coloring it. Just so you can see kind of a different variation in that card if you like that. Especially if you have little grands and you want to send a cute little card to them. Those are easy to make in duplicates. I am going to set this off to the side so I can let my gold dry so I don't wind up setting anything on it. Okay, card number 2 is this one right here. Now this one is a simple little layout as well, but it's really super cute. Okay, so let's get all my front pieces out here. So this is going to go in the front of my card, and then this down here is going to go in the inside of my card. So for this card, I have a basic black. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Again, we're going to make a nice crease on this with our bone folder. So there's my card base. Then we need a 2-inch by 5 1/4 piece of pumpkin pie. I also need a black scrap. I have a piece of that Old Olive from the Berry Burst Old Olive and white glimmer paper. This is a 1/4 inch strip. I have a little scrap of crumb cake, and I have a scrap of the basic white. And then this piece here is a piece of basic white that I have cut out the 4th deckled rectangle. So this one right, well, golly, it's stuck right underneath there. This is the 4th one. Now, size-wise, this is pretty much a little bit under, well, it's bigger than that, but it's like 3 3/4 by 2 1/4 is the size of that one. Just so you know what size square I used. Okay, and I die cut that out of white. That is going to be our, what we're going to put our focal on. So what we're going to need again is we're going to need our brush that we do any kind of oranges on. So that's my blending brush. I'm also going to not use Calypso Coral, but I'm going to grab my pumpkin pie again. And we need our Memento Black. And so for this one, we're not going to need that, but we are going to need our crow. We're not going to need bubbles, but we are going to need both of our stars. So in this, you have these cute little star looking, and they're 2 separate stamps. So I've just mounted them together on here like so, because I wanted that look to it. And then I'm also going to need, what else? The toil, or double toil and trouble sentiment. So we're going to put our Happy Halloween away. But I probably should clean that before I stick another stamp or paper in there. And I grab the purple from that Gorgeous Grape. Okay, there we go. We're clean. All right, so on this one, we are going to take our Memento Black along with those little starbursts, the little twinkles, and I'm just going to rando stamp those, flipping this all around on the pumpkin pie piece here, going off the edges, and again, flipping it around. just like that. And then if you see any areas that you just want to have a little bit more, just go ahead and add those. Okay, so there's that. And then we have this little strip for the inside of our card, which we're just going to do the same thing too. Kind of going off the edges a little bit on this. Just making it look random. Okay, just like that. So that will be for the inside. That is a 1/2 inch by, you're gonna need it to be 5 1/4. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't like the way the top of that looks, so I'm going to take this and just stamp right up there. There we go. That looks a little better and finished off. Okay, we're done with that. Now, what we need to do is with these, we're gonna set these aside. We're gonna take this little strip, I'm gonna set over here because that's gonna go on the inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, now that this is dry, I'm going to take my little pumpkin pie piece and leaving about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/3, whatever. Just leaving some space over here. I guess I should probably measure it. Not that it needs to be measured because you're just going to do what you do. It is about, what do I have here? 3/8, I think. Yeah. Yeah, about 3/8 is what I have right there. Doesn't really need to be anything spectacular. And then I have a 1/4 inch piece strip of the Old Olive Glimmer. God, I've been on vacation. I forgot my measurements. Had to look at my cheat sheet over here that has my ruler on it. That's pretty sad, right? All right, so then we're gonna grab our snips. We're just gonna cut this excess off here, just like so. And then that is the front of our card. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to take our pumpkin pie along with our blending brush. Get some ink on this. Again, kind of just get some of that wiriness off of there. And then just come in here and distress your little white rectangle piece with some ink. Now, there's no right or wrong way to do that. You just do it how you do it. If you don't want to use a blending brush, you could come in here and take this and actually just put it. It's going to be a lot darker if you go right into your ink, but you can absolutely do it that way. It will not hurt a thing. Okay, now we're going to set that aside with our card, and then we're going to take our pieces here, and we are going to die cut and stamp. So on this white piece, we're going to take our tuxedo memento because we're going to be coloring in our little black bird here, our crow. And I'm just going to stamp him on there because we will die cut him. And there he is. We're going to grab our basic black and light and dark. And I am going to just use the dark to come in here on just some of the lower parts of his feathers. Just like so. Nothing big. You don't even have to do it if you don't want to. And then coming in with my light, I'm just going to now color over everything. I'm also going to use my light pumpkin pie Stampin' Blends as well. Able to see his little eye there. Oops, I forgot his neck. Okay, there's that. Let's grab light. Oh, no, that's peach pie. We need pumpkin pie. Okay, let's come in here and do his pecker and his feet. Oh, you guys, I forgot to do Prize Patrol. Oh! Okay, when we're done with this card, I'll do it. I forgot. I'm surprised you guys weren't yelling at me. Where are our prizes? We want cards. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to die cut these. So I need to yet use my little witch broom handle here and my little witch broom. What am I talking about? It's just a broom handle. We have no witches here, but I mean, if I did, that'd be cool, but I don't. And then we're going to use the little broom part here. I don't know where I got a witch from, but all right. Because I guess normally during spooky season, we associate a broom with a witch. Does that work? Can I say that? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and die cut those two first. All right, let's add these back in here so I don't lose them. And then I need my crow. So here is my broom handle, minus the witch, and here is the broom duster part, whatever you call that. And then we are going to take our little crow and die cut him, or her. We don't judge. Okay, let's cut that out. Okay, there's my crow. It kind of shifted a little bit in there, but it still works. Okay, so what we need to do is we are going to take our little broom here. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on the smaller end of my broomstick, maybe. Okay, like that. I'm going to then add my broom to the end of that. Let that stick together there for a quick second. Then I am going to add this on. Now I'm going to actually move that up just a little bit. I'm going to shorten the broomstick. Just like that. That's much better. And then we've got our little crow. Our crow is going to sit right on the broomstick there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of my Wink Stella to the back of my crow. We're going to make him sparkle a little bit. He's going to be one of them magical flying crows. Okay. Which most crows do fly, and that doesn't make them magical, but he's on a magical broom. There we go. Let's say it that way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my black dimensionals. Now, when you buy the black dimensionals, you're going to get the minis and the large. Now, I like to have some of these, and I cut them up because I can get smaller little pieces that way. So on the back of the broom, I'm going to I know it looks like I'm a jigsaw puzzler with these little things, but I'm going to add the little black one there and then come in here and cut off a little thin strip of that black. Now with your dimensionals, you can do whatever you want with them to make them whatever size you need them to be. So I'm going to add that to my broom stick, handle, whatever. And then that can now be added to my little piece here. So just like so. Add that down. Our crow is going to be sitting right here. We need to now take our double toil and trouble and stamp that in our black. Now I like the way this kind of is at an angle. Kind of works perfect with our little broom. Okay, lid, so I don't stick my hands in it. Okay, let's put our little crow on here now. So I'm just gonna use, I think I have a little piece of black here, even though this is white cardstock. I'm gonna use a little black dimensional because we colored him black. So it's really not gonna be seen. And then I'm just gonna set him right like so. So he looks like he's sitting right on that broomstick. And then that is going to go right on the front of our card. Like so. I think I'm gonna bring it down just a skosh. Now this, I'm going to adhere right to my card base. I'm not bumping it up with any more dimension because I already have the dimension of my crow being popped up and my broom. So that's gonna go just like that. And there is our second card. Isn't that cute? Now, if you want, you can try to find some fun little green, like one of these would probably work. These might be fun here. Let's see what color looks better. These are called the transparent adhesive back dots. So we can look at like that green there. That's pretty close. Or we can do the bright kind of like lemon lime green. I think maybe, I think we're gonna go with the darker green because I think it does look more like the glimmer paper. So we're just gonna take a couple of these off of here, add them on. Like so, and then we're gonna do another little one. Oh, if I put it down there, it's gonna look like he's pooping, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go like that. I almost stuck it right down here. I was gonna say like, oh, well, somebody's gonna think that that's that crow's poop. We don't want crow poop. You could have even done like the little purple ones, but again, those are transparent adhesive back dots. I know, there are no witches here. Ha ha! Yes, my dear. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this put together. So I think I'm gonna actually, let's see. If we put this on the inside, should we put it over here? Which might be kind of fun. Or over here, let's see. Why is that always so difficult when you're like looking at your card? I'm gonna go over here. Just do it. Isn't that what Nike says? Just do it. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to, well, Courtney, it's better late than never, my dear. Nice to see ya. Maybe you're the life of the party. Ha 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 ha. Okay, and there is card number 2 with our double toy on trouble. That kind of sounds witchy, right? Okay, there you guys go. Card number 2, super stinking cute. And then card number 3, oh my lord, you guys, I have to tell you guys the story behind card number 3. So, on my team, we have a challenge that we do every month, and I am in charge of that challenge. And so for this month, I wanted everybody to create spooky, cute cards for Halloween, because then it kind of gives us all inspiration and cards that we can use when we need. And so one of my team members, Miss Peggy, she created the cutest card for our challenge. And so I asked her, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm using this set this coming up Monday. Will you allow me to use your design? Because, oh my lord, she has represented this set so well, because she has brought in pretty much all the elements using the stamps and the dies. She used a lot of elements. So I asked her if I could share her card. Now, I will tell you that I have changed up some of the papers, so I'm not like super copying her, so she doesn't think that I'm a weirdo. But I have used her card layout and her design for my card. And so she was so thankful and so gracious to let me use her design. So here we go. Let me show you what she created and what I have created. So let's see, all of our pieces here. I will go through these as we go. My card base is a lemon lime twist. I think this is probably the first time that I have used lemon lime twist. Maybe I have used it before, and maybe you guys might be able to like back me up and be like, hey sister, you've used that color, but I must not use it very often because I'm kind of thinking this is the first time. So this is going to be my card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. At least it's got to be the first time I think I've used it for a card base. Maybe I've thrown this color around a little bit, but I don't know. And then my next piece is, again, part of that zinnia. This is the striped one that I was telling you about. That is going to be my next layer. That is 4 by 5.25. Then I have taken, where did it go? My deckled rectangles, and I have used the second from largest deckled rectangle, and it is, let me tell you, because if you don't have the deckled rectangles and you want to make this card because you already have this set, let me tell you about the size of this rectangle. It is 3.5 by about 4.75 ish, give or take a couple little notches. All right, and so I have cut a white piece out. Now this is where the magic is going to happen, is on this piece right here, because that is going to be our focal piece. Then we've got a scrap of basic white. We have got a scrap of basic black. We have a scrap of pecan pie, along with a scrap of our crumb cake. Then using the pack of, I have pretty much used all the glimmer paper packs on these 3 cards. This one is the, oh my lord, I just had it. Oh, here it is. This is the 2024-2026 in color glimmer paper. Now this comes with all 5 colors in a 12 by 12 sheet of your Petunia Pop. You've got the Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and the Pretty in Pink. But I'm going to be using the Peach Pie, just a little small scrap of Peach Pie here. Okay. Then we have a small scrap of that old olive from the other pack. And then we've got some of the purple from the other pack. And then I've got this little strip that will be for the inside of our card, but I didn't grab an any. So those are the guts of our card. So I'm just gonna set those over there. And then we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So what I need to do is I need to take my black and I need to take the cauldron. We're going to cut that. So let me bring this over here. So maybe we can get a couple of these pieces on here at once so we can get everything kind of layered. So I'm just gonna put that on there to hold that. We also need, we're gonna cut these two too, since we've got these here, two. We're gonna use the broomstick. That's gonna be on the pecan, and the little wispy part of the broom, the cleaner part, is going to be on our crumb cake. So now I'm gonna go ahead and run those through. Okay. Ah, come on, off there. So we're gonna take our cauldron off. There's that. Our broom handle. So there's that. And there is that. Now, what we need on these 3 glimmery pieces, we need our goo, our ooey gooey. That's gonna go on here. And then we need our square little, or rectangle portion of our bottle. That's gonna go on the purple. And then our little slushy for our other little bottle is gonna go here. And I'll show you what I mean when we put these all together. So let's cut the glimmers out. You'll see what those are for here in just a second. Now on glimmer paper, I like to run it through twice. So I'll pass it through once going one direction and then pass it through going the other direction, just to make sure I get a nice good cut. So there is the ooey goo. And here is the inside of that bottle, and then our other bottle here. So let's put ooey gooey back along with our bottles, like so. I swear, I try to keep these things on here and I can never put them back the way that they had them. Okay, so let's leave those up there. Now to grab our white scrap. Let's do these. So we're gonna need both of our bottles. So we have this little round bottle here. And then here's our rectangle tall bottle. Now we need, we need to stamp some of our stuff. So let me get these cut, and then we're going to stamp on this same piece. So we're gonna go like this, get those ran through. All right, give me those. All right, here's our little bottles. So there's the round bottle, and there's the tall bottle. Okay, we can put these back on here. All right, now we're gonna use this piece to do some stamping. So we need our books and we need our crow. So here's our crow. I'm just gonna put him like that. And our books, right like so. Super cute. There is a book called The Discovery of Witches. Not sure if you guys have ever watched that, but it is actually an audiobook that I started listening to. But they actually now have it in a show that you can watch. And so I kind of started watching that, and this set so reminds me of that new show. Okay, so I'm also going to use a little bit of the linen thread because there's a really cute little idea that she did with that. So I'm just going to use my just the light basic black on this crow. Color him in just like that. Okay, and then using my light pumpkin pie, come in here and do is pecker. Okay, like that. Now we're going to do our little books here. So I'm going to use my Highland Heather. I'm going to use dark Highland Heather, and I'm going to use my dark peach pie and my old olive, but old olive I'm going to use light. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the old olive light. Oops, that end is a little jacked up. On the spells book. I'm going to use the dark Highland Heather. On the potions. And then peach pie. I'm just going to take the peach pie and just go around the edge of the larger of those two center books. Just for like the hardcover part. I'm going to leave the spines white. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and die cut these now. So we need our crow. We need our books. Just like so. And I'm going to cut those, die cut those out. Then we're going to start assembling oh, you guys, don't let me forget Prize Patrol. Ay, ay, ay. I did it again. I was just so eager on these cards because they're so cute. I need to grab my cards so I don't forget. So let me bring them over here. Okay, we're gonna put that one away now. We're good with that. Okay, so now we've got all of our pieces. Let's go ahead and get our bottles put together here. So I am just going to put a little bit of glue on the inside of the white because this is going to set right like so on the inside. You are going to have a little bit of a white It's not going to fit over the whole side because you pretty much would think that you have an outer glass thickness to that. And then we're going to add the green. Now I'm going to make it look like it's sloshing. So I'm going to make it where it's not completely even. It's going to be tilted a little bit. We're going to glue our ooey gooey. Right to the top of our cauldron. Definitely, Vicki, you need to get making those Halloween cards for the littles. Absolutely, the grands are going to love these cards. I hope you go ahead and make a couple of these because they are super cute. Okay, again, I'm going to take and just glue that broomstick down onto the broom. And then we're going to get started with this. So for this portion, I'm going to set this down here, coming in with my bubbles. I need my black ink. And once I have that set where I want, I'm going to go ahead and add my bubbles. Just like so. Now, put the lid on that. I'm going to grab my cauldron. Now we're going to adhere that down with just some glue. Okay, I'm going to grab my light and dark peach pie. Using the dark, I'm going to come in here and just kind of stay against the bottom of the cauldron, like so. And then come up around some of the tops of these, just to add some little dimension where they're down at the bottoms, where they would kind of be a little bit darker, like that. Then come in with the light peach pie and just kind of blend out some of that dark. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to use, let me see, what was I going to do? Oh, I was going to use the Highland Heather. After I throw it halfway across the table. Woo! I'm just going to use some of the Highland Heather and just darken in those little stars there. I also need the Happy Halloween. But I'm going to wait on that a second. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Let's take our little bottles and kind of do a dry fit here. I'm going to stick that one here, and this one is going to get popped up. So that one is going to get glued right there. My glue's almost done. Don't fail me now. Okay, so that's going to sit with the inside being like it is straight, because if the bottle is sitting that way, we need it straight. And then let me grab a couple of my little mini dimensionals here. We're going to pop up this bottle beside it. This bottle's gonna go right over here, like so. And then we are going to take our books. We're gonna pop our books up. But I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals over on this side because we're gonna actually put it over the broom. So the broom is going to go right over here again with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to use a couple of these little white ones. Then using my scissors, I'm going to come over here, snip off. I've got all these little pieces here. I'm just going to snip off a bit of that to give myself a little shaving of so. Okay, let's put this right like this, where it's just standing right like so. Then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the other side of our books and set that right like that. Okay, now before I get going any further, let's adhere this down. So let's put this on our card base. Okay, let's put this on our card base. Oops, get off of there. Isn't this fun? Oh. And like I said, look at all the elements that she used on this. That's why I fell in love with this and I was like, I have to use that. I want to show all the elements that can be used with this super cute set. So let's do our Happy Halloween. We're going to do that in black. And that is going to go right across the top here. Now grabbing our crow, it's going to get popped up as well. And it is going to sit right over here on the top of our pot because he is brewing up some mischief here, I tell you. Look at him. He just looks like he's out for trouble. We'll say he's out for trouble. And then we're going to grab our linen thread. And we are going to take this and we are just going to tie a tiny little bow. Now, she showed me this extra that she had added because she wanted some extra element on her card. And when she showed it to me, I was like, oh my God, I have to use that too. So we're going to take this, pull this down, make a very, very tiny bow. Then we're going to cut off some of the extras here because we don't need all this craziness happening. Oops, come on. Let's not mess up our bow now. We've got her going here. Okay, I'm gonna grab the littlest dot of glue and add right like so. And we are gonna put this bow right there. Isn't that cute? Oh, I just think that adds so much. Love it. And now we're gonna do the inside of our card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use that same designer series paper. This is a 1/2 inch by 4. No, actually I lied. This is 3/4 inch by 4. We're gonna put that right along the bottom here, just like so. I'm gonna actually take these books again. And I'm going to set the books as if this is like a little shelf. I'm going to set the books right there. Cute, cute, cute. we're going to color these up. Potion, again, is in the Highland Heather. Okay, like that. The spells are in our light Old Olive. And then we are going to use Peach Pie to do the hardcover of our book. There we go. And there is the inside of our card. So let's get that in there. Super cute, right? Oh my gosh. Are you guys dying right now? Isn't this just, oh, to die for? Well done, Peggy. Well done. All the credit goes to her. Right? You gotta have the glimmer on the cauldron. I agree. So cute, right? And we can even go as far as even just making him magical again, because he is being a mischievous little crow, adding probably frog's feet and cow's tail. And what else could we come up with to put in this pot? What did the witches put in there from Hocus Pocus? Didn't they put, I know they put like frog's feet, and they put something tongue of, what was it? You guys remember? I don't remember. But either way, he is stirring up a mess here. It's kind of a pretty mess though, I will say. So there is our last card. I love it. Thank you so much, Peggy, for letting me use your design. And so that is card number 3. Now, before we go, I need to do Prize Patrol because I've said I was going to do it 2 times now and I forgot. So let's do Prize Patrol. All right, let's do this, girls. All right, so for our first card, this is, I used that Winter Nests set a couple weeks ago. I can't even tell you when it was because I'm not sure. But this was the last cards that we designed using this set. So this is a really pretty using that designer series paper. This is a sending thanks and much more. This is going for liking that video. This one here is going to Miss Karen Shin. Karen Shin, I do not have your address, so if you could please email me at stampinthepinkbarn. So like you're gonna stamp in my pink barn, stampinthepinkbarn@gmail.com. Let me know your address so I can get this in the mail to you. Thank you so much for liking my video. So this is going to go to Miss Karen Shin. Woohoo! Congratulations. Okay, then for commenting on that video, we have this super cute little holiday card here. We made the little cardinals. It says, "A friend like you brings me happiness." This one for commenting is going to go to Linda Hunt. So Linda, this card is coming your way. Super cute little holiday card. You could always, if you have this set and you want to recreate this card, you can always change that up and make this a really cute Christmas card. So woohoo, Linda, thank you so much for coming in and commenting. This is going to come to you. Then the last card that we created was this really cool, I did that same little sponging technique on one of the postage labels that we have. And I went ahead and I used the Birchwood 3D embossing folder for this. It says, "Thinking of you always." I did a couple of those little sprigs in the inside. This one here for sharing that video. And I have a package of the enamel sticker icons. These are great. They're just simple black and white, but these are fun to stick on cards. They're also great if you like to do scrapbooking. These are really kind of neat. You've got kind of a compass here, and then I guess kind of a, what are those called, weather mains, and then you've got some trees in there. I'm not sure. I know the side of this is split open. Oh, you've got a little gosh dang it, campfire or bonfire, whatever you want to call it. Little sticker there as well. There's quite a few of them in this package. What did it say there's in here? There's 64 of these suckers in there. This is, along with this super cute card that we created here, is going to go to Miss Melanie Foy. So Melanie, thank you so much for sharing that video. I appreciate you guys so much for all your love and support that you give me. Let me bring those cards in again tonight that we have created. We have made these 3 spooky cute cards. I hope you guys enjoy these cards. I really enjoyed creating these for you guys. Again, big shout out to Peggy for letting me use her design on that one. I just couldn't resist all the cuteness. So you guys have a very, very, very safe, wonderful week. I will see you guys back next Monday, which is the 14th. Be sure when you shop with me, if you want the elements for this kit, that is the paper, the ribbon I will include in there, and any of these rectangle die cuts I will include. I will also include your designer series paper, your card bases, all the things that you need. You will need to have the spells and or the potion and spells stamp and die bundle to make these cards exactly like I have. And use my host code. This is the October host code in order to get this kit from me when you spend $35 or more. Now, know that since we do have that amazing stamp sale going on, if your order is over $150 and you still place your order with me, do not use this host code. You are going to get an amazing Stampin' rewards, they call it. You're going to get that. I want you to have that. So if your order is over $150, don't use my host code. You're going to get the rewards and I want you to use them. So on all orders, please use that host code. And if your order is over $35, you're going to go ahead and get the items to create these 3 spooky cute cards. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. I love you all, and I will see you guys next week. All right, you guys, bye-bye.